As the U.S. reels from more police shootings of Black Americans, a new film dealing with the country's original sin of slavery premieres, and stars of The Birth of a Nation say it's possible that rather than ending, slavery might have just evolved.
Another black man killed by police. This time in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Release the video!
This shooting came 3 days after police killed a black man in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And after so many others captured on camera in recent years. As anger continued to build in Charlotte, a film dealing with the United States' early history of racism was premiering in Los Angeles.
And blood at the roots.
You listen to him, and you might just make it into heaven.
Amen.
The Birth of a Nation follows a Virginia slave rebellion of nearly 200 years ago.
In the southern breeze.
Although the film is set in the distant past, its stars see many similarities with the situation in the U.S. today.
Strange fruit hanging.
My character is is a patty roller, and he is the first policeman that were in this country were called patty rollers, and their sole job was to police slaves that weren't where they were supposed to be. I mean, that's kind of telling. That's the very first job of the policeman, and you know, it kind of relates. And I really think that what we're seeing right now has been going on forever. And the real change, what's going on that's different, is now everybody has a camera in their pocket. So it's a little bit more difficult to just go lie on your police report.
The Birth of a Nation takes its name from a landmark film made by D.W. Griffith a century ago. The Civil War epic presented blacks as a threat to American society and glorified the Ku Klux Klan. It also cemented Griffith's place as a Hollywood legend. After the director's death in 1948, the Directors Guild of America named its highest honor after him. It wasn't until 1999 that it took his name off the award, saying The Birth of a Nation fostered racial stereotypes. The new film is a direct rebuttal to Griffith's version.
Brethren, I pray you sing a new song.
We reclaimed it and we repurposed it, and we're representing it, I should say. The idea that D.W. Griffith offered to everyone in America was to embrace white supremacy as a form of self-preservation in this country. And that attitude ran all the way up into the White House of Woodrow Wilson. So what I'm trying to do with this title is say, no, we can reject, those ideas about how we move forward and how we interact with each other.
Nate Parker co-wrote, co-produced, directed, and stars in The Birth of a Nation.
These books are for white folks. They're full of things your kind wouldn't understand. You're a special boy, Nathaniel. Study hard here.
He believes that the racial problems in the U.S. have their roots in the time period of his movie, but many Americans don't want to talk about it.
But we always talk about having a conversation about race, but we very rarely have the conversation about race. I hope that people watch this film, and when they leave, they go and talk to someone.
Let the saints be joyful in glory.
The Birth of a Nation will have its chance to add to the conversation when it begins showing in U.S. theaters on October the 7th.
Execute vengeance on the demonic nations and punishments on those peoples, to bind their kings with chains. Dishonor have all